Hi everyone, I am so happy to be back today with one of my most requested video. One of the top comments that I get on any kind of video where I talk about a handbag or shoes or luxury good is, could you do a handbag collection? I actually filmed a handbag collection a few years ago, but the collection has changed quite a bit because whenever I have something sitting on a shelf that is beautiful but I'm not using, I tend to sell it so that it can go to someone who will appreciate it and use it a little bit more than me. So you'll see there are a few additions, a few things that left, but let's get started. I'm not doing any kind of order, these are just random, but I'm gonna start with my most worn handbag because it deserves its own special spot. So one of my best purchases those last few years is this little guy that I got in 2016. It's the Lock Bag from Valentino and I am in love with this bag. Ever since I got it, I've been wearing it pretty much non-stop. I wear it all year long, sometimes in the winter, sometimes in the summer. I wear it during the day, I wear it to special events, to wedding. I travel with it, I take it pretty much everywhere. This is clearly one of the best investments that I made. I did a full review video of this bag, so I'll leave it in the little I button on top of your screen. But I had some quality issue when I first got it. I was traveling and the chain broke. But I have to say that the customer service was impeccable. Someone came to pick up the bag. I got it delivered really quickly when it came back from repairs. And ever since, it has been the greatest companion to me. I fit my whole life in this, although it is pretty small, so sometimes it looks very packed. But I love this bag. It goes with absolutely everything from casual outfit to dresses to pretty much everything that I have. The wear and tear is pretty good. I do have a little stain over here that I need to fix, and the hardware could look a bit better. It definitely looks like I've used it a ton, which is the case, but otherwise the quality, the leather, I was so scared about the leather, but I haven't scratched it. It looks impeccable, so I really love this bag. It's by far the one that I wear the most. Another bag that I wear a lot is my wallet on chain from Chanel. This is a bag that I got a few years ago. It must have been 2014, something like that. This was brand new from the store in Paris. It was the best decision to go with this bag because although it looks super tiny, it's a bag that I use all the time. So as the name suggests, it's really just like a big wallet on a chain, but it is so versatile because you can use it as a very big wallet, you can use it as a clutch, and then you have the chain on the inside, which means that you can use it crossbody, you can double up the chain and wear it on your shoulder. It's great to travel with because it doesn't take any space in your suitcase, but it's a great little evening bag. I've worn this bag so much, and I love the fact that I picked it up in red because it's such a statement. It looks beautiful with so many outfits. It's definitely one of the things that I would recommend from Chanel, although Chanel has had some incredible price increases over the last few years, and they did a new one about a month ago. So I would look the pre-loved way if you want to get one, but this is such like a great first piece from Chanel. It's definitely way less expensive than one of their handbags, and it looks just as good in my opinion. Next we have my sac de jour from Saint Laurent. This is a bag that I got probably 2017, 2018. At first, I was looking to get the really big one because I thought it would be a great bag to take with me traveling, to take to meetings so that I could fit my laptop and all my stuff in it. But in truth, I only wear crossbody bags and pretty small bags. So I decided to go for this size and I absolutely love it. The strap is actually stored inside. I tend to do that with most of my bags, but I'm so impressed by the quality of this bag because as you can see, it's this very beautiful smooth leather, but it's holding up great. It's really great quality. I'm so impressed by it. The only downside to this bag is that it doesn't have any sort of closure, and it happened to me a few times that I spilled it. I spilled the content of my bag on the floor just because I kicked the bag. So that happens and you have your whole life just spread all around you for people to see. So that's not the most practical thing, but otherwise it's a bag that I wear a ton, especially during fall and winter. Next, I have my Chanel Boy and I do have a lot of things to say about this bag. So usually the way I work currently is that I tend to purchase most of my luxury goods pre-loved on some website that I really love. By the way, I'm preparing like a post with all my best tips and my best addresses to find beautiful second-hand luxury goods that you can be sure of the quality and the authenticity. But this bag I decided to get brand new from the Chanel little corner in the Printemps in Paris. I got it at the beginning of 2017, so right after my wedding. We actually went to Paris for the weekend because we registered at the Printemps, and I decided to treat myself to this bag. Now, to be fully honest with you, this is by far the most expensive bag that I've ever purchased. This was more than 4,000 euros, which is just crazy. And at the time, I thought it was crazy too, but I was just like, you know what, I just got married, it's my birthday soon, I really want to treat myself and get this as a beautiful piece of memory in some way. And boy, do I really regret getting this bag. Now, it is absolutely beautiful. I love the size, I love the color, I love the chevron. It's absolutely beautiful. But I have so many things to say. So I got the bag in early 2017 and I haven't worn it until 2018. It was sitting in a shelf in my closet and I was so scared of using it just because it was so expensive. This is such a beautiful smooth leather, and I couldn't face the fact that something might ruin the bag. Because by the way, the Vuitton chain, I actually took this bag one day to a very beautiful bar here in Brussels, a very quiet place, and a guy next to me got drunk, decided to play a drunk game and spilled the content of his wine glass on my bag. So as you can see, it didn't like stain the bag or anything, but ever since I've been so scared to take my luxury bags with me anywhere. But at the end of the day, after a year of sitting on my shelf and collecting dust, I figured I would either wear it or sell it, because there's no way I'm gonna keep something so beautiful, so luxurious, just stored away in a closet. So I decided to wear it, and I started to wear it in my day-to-day life. But after a while, I noticed that every time I was wearing it crossbody with a pale shirt or top, like something white or cream or light pink, the chain would stain my shirt right over here. So at first I thought I did a stain or I did something wrong. I never understood that it was the bag. And it came to me after like 2 weeks of having ruined tops and dresses, and I figured out it was the bag. But at this time, I mean, this is a brand new bag from a boutique in Paris. It's not pre-loved. I've been so careful with it. I never take it out if it's rainy. I always like keep it on my chair. I have a special bag holder for it. So I've been extra careful with it. But I finally decided, well, I did a lot of research online. I talked about it in my review video. So at the beginning of this year, fair enough, I waited too long. I shouldn't have, I really shouldn't have. But at the beginning of this year, around my birthday, I actually went to the Chanel store in Brussels. I explained to them what the problem was, and they said that they would send it back to the atelier in Paris, have it fixed, and that it shouldn't happen. Obviously, it shouldn't happen with any bag, but especially not with a luxury bag that costs so much money. So I completely trusted the person that was in charge of me in the boutique in Brussels. I signed the paper, and I shouldn't have, because there was a little fee like on the paper that I signed, but it was like, you know what, you're never gonna have to pay the fee. The reason why we put the fee is that if the chain is broken or something that is due to wear and tear, but this is clearly a quality issue, so you won't have to pay a thing. See where I'm going with this? So then we went into, I got a call just before lockdown to tell me that my bag was back from the atelier, I could pick it up. So I went to the shop, and the person that I saw the first time wasn't working that day. So I saw another lady, she gave me the bag, I checked it, it was beautiful. Like I was like, okay, this is great. And then she asked me how I wanted to pay, and I was really surprised, because when I talked about the problem the first time, the person in charge told me that because this was a quality issue, they would fix it for free. Because I mean, when you pay that much for a bag, it shouldn't have any issue, and if an issue occurred, like it did with my Valentino Lock, they fixed it for free super quickly. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait until the person in charge is back. Then we went into lockdown, and actually my husband went to the boutique about a month ago to pick it up, and he had a really good chat with the person that was in charge the first time and told him that there was no way we were gonna pay to get the bag back because that was a quality issue. If I did something wrong with the bag, I would totally pay the price. If I broke like the closure, or if I broke the strap or anything, I would be happy to pay to replace whatever was like bad. But this is a bag that has had this issue in the beginning, and yes, fair enough, I should have come forward earlier and explained the problem earlier, but I didn't, and that's on me. But still, you shouldn't have any issue with the bag, and if an issue occurred after just a couple of years, they should fix it for free. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion, and that's the reason why I'm never gonna buy something new from Chanel again. I love Chanel, I will continue to buy their stuff pre-loved, but that is one of my biggest regrets. I pretty much every single day I think about selling this bag, just because it reminds me how bad of an investment it was, because also the leather isn't like, there's some crazy wear and tear on the corners. And yeah, this is just a bad experience for me, and something that I would never do again if I was given the chance. So the next bag is actually a good example, because this is a vintage Chanel bag that my mom gave to me when I was about 18 or 19. This was actually a gift that my dad bought for her at the end of the 80s, early 90s. So this bag was 20 plus years old when she gave it to me. So I actually went to the atelier in Rue Cambon. I was living in Paris at the time, really close by. So I stopped by because the closure was broken and the chain, like the leather part, was completely worn out. And I paid 135 euros to get it fixed, which I was so happy to pay, because this was a very vintage bag at the time. It was more than 20, now it must be like 30 years old, and I was happy to pay for the replacement, because that was just wear and tear. As in my boy, this is just this bag is 3 years old. It shouldn't happen at all. So this goes to show that you can have different experience within the same house or the same designer. This bag is so cool. It's really vintage. Of course, it looks a little bit old on the inside, but I love using this bag. It has such a unique shape. I really love it, and I think it has aged beautifully, and it's such a beautiful hand-me-down from my mom. My next bag is the latest addition. This is the Twist by Louis Vuitton. This was the gift from my mom for my 30th birthday earlier this year. I did a full video, first impression, like a tour of the bag when I got it, so I'll make sure to link it up on the screen. Ever since, it has been the bag that I use every single day. It's currently filled with my stuff. Absolutely love this bag. It goes with everything. It's such a practical bag for day-to-day life. It's very comfortable because the chain has this leather panel on it, so it's so comfortable on your shoulder, and I really love it. Next, we have my Diorama bag. This is another one that I got pre-loved on Vestiaire Collective a few years ago. I really love this bag. I wanted it in grey in the first time I saw it, but when I came across this beautiful, like deep raspberry shade, I decided to get it. I was able to get a very good price on it because it has some wear and tear, and I have to say that the quality, I don't think it is per se a quality issue, but I think this is not the best investment bag because it's not that durable, because I'm really careful whenever I wear it, and as you can see, it's definitely showing a lot of stain and wear and tear at the back. That being said, it is a wonderful bag to use on a day-to-day basis. I travel with it. It's so practical. It's really roomy. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. The closure is so satisfying, and it's a beautiful statement bag that I really love having in my collection, although it is not the best in terms of longevity. My next bag is such a big source of frustration for me. It is just crazy. It's this beautiful bag from Prada. This is a bag that I got in 2010 in Milan, in Italy, during the first holiday with my then boyfriend, now husband. and I absolutely love this bag. It was a special collection where they found some vintage fabrics that they had, and they did a couple of pieces with it. I have another piece from the collection because that collection was just my favorite. But this bag is so beautiful. I mean, the shape is perfect, the size is great. It is so practical on the inside. Let me, if I can get it open, that would be better. You have the double flap, you have a lot of compartments and pockets. So you're gonna ask me, what is wrong with this bag? Well, the chain. It's a double chain, which at the time I was wearing a lot of Balenciaga bags, so I was used to carrying like shoulder bags, but now all I wear is crossbody. So a couple of years ago, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear this bag crossbody, but I can't, because although it is a double chain, for some reason they decided to merge them together, so you cannot separate them, so you can only wear it as a shoulder bag, which drives me insane, because if I could get someone to like separate the chain, I would wear this bag every single day. It is so beautiful. So every time I walk into my closet, I see this bag and I'm like, oh, really need to find someone to divide those chains. So I made a mission for myself this year to find someone to do it. If I cannot find someone, I'm gonna sell the bag, because it's collecting dust in my closet and it's a beautiful bag. It deserves to be worn, but I really want to be able to wear it crossbody. This is the other piece that I have from the same collection. Actually, no, I do have a skirt and a shirt that I bought pre-loved for nearly nothing a few years ago, but this is the other bag that I got brand new at the time. It's this beautiful, very large, roomy clutch. I wore this clutch so much back in the day. Nowadays, all I wear is crossbody, but I'm keeping this clutch because it is so beautiful. It has a very special place in my heart. It is so practical, because you can fit a really a lot of stuff in there. And you also have this little, how would you call that, like slit, where you can put your hand through. It's one of my favorite pieces in my closet, something that I don't wear enough nowadays, but I really love it. It's really special. Next, we have this really cute Balenciaga bag. This is actually a bag that I saw during a trip with my mom back in 2016, but I didn't get it at the time because it was £900 and I just got my Valentino Lock, so I decided not to get it. And I actually found this one pre-loved a couple of months later, again on Vestiaire Collective, for nearly half the price, so I decided to treat myself. I do have this little Hello Kitty thing from Japan. This is a bag that I use a lot. The fact that this is a grey bag means that it goes with absolutely everything, which makes me want another grey bag, because I feel like the next bag that I'm gonna have, if it's a really classic bag, I really want to get a grey one, because so many bags look incredible in grey and they are so versatile to wear. But I love this little bag. I use it a ton during summer because although it is small, you can fit a lot of stuff in there. This is my bag of choice whenever I'm going to Disneyland or something like that. It is so practical and I really love it. Talking about practical bags, I have this crossbody bag. The strap is actually in the inside. This is the Marion bag from Alexander Wang, and I chased that bag like for months when I saw it. I first saw it on a blog back in 2013 and I fell in love with it, and I finally found it randomly on the outlet a couple of months later. But I love this bag because it is so practical. The leather is super resistant. I swear it never scratches. It's really resistant. And the fact that you have multiple pockets, including zip one, make it so practical, and you can fit a lot of stuff. Surprisingly, you can fit very much. That's not English. You can fit a very... I cannot talk today. You can fit a lot of things on the inside, and this is actually my bag of choice whenever we're going to a concert or a festival or a big party with a lot of people. This is the one that I take with me because I can fit everything on the inside. It looks very good, it looks a little bit edgy, and it's so resistant that it's the perfect bag to take with you to a concert. The next bag has such a special place in my heart. This is my first Balenciaga bag that I got when I was 18 years old. I actually got it at Selfridges and I was saving for I don't know how many months to get it, and I finally did get it in the UK at the time because the pound was somehow lower than usual. So I ended up paying probably 800 euros for it. And at the time in Paris, it was about 1200, I think. So yeah, I decided to get it at Selfridges. I went with my mom in the morning, got the bag, went back to the hotel, put all of my stuff from the other handbag into this one, and I was so happy carrying it around town. And then come dinner time and we go to the restaurant, and I'm so proud of my Balenciaga bag. It's something that I never do, but I actually take an extra chair so I can sit the bag properly. And then, see where I'm going? There's something bad that's gonna happen to this bag. A waiter, I don't know, somehow tripped and poured the content of a very hot tea kettle on the bag. So that bag was like 6 hours old and already burned. So thankfully it didn't sustain any injuries. It was completely fine. And then for the next, 3-4 years, this is the only bag that I would carry around with me. This is the one that I took every day to school, to fashion school with me. And nowadays it's the bag that I always take with me when I'm traveling, if I'm taking the train, if I'm taking a plane. That's why I have my little hand sanitizer in it. It's just the best bag to travel with. It is so big and so slouchy. You can fit so many things on the inside. It's definitely seen better days. Like I have holes in the corners, and like the sewing has seen better days, but I still love this bag. It has such a special place in my heart. I have two Paisley bags from Phillip Lim. This is the first one that I got years and years ago. I thought it was the most beautiful bag back in the day. I was always using this bag because I could fit my laptop in it, so it was the perfect work bag. It was a perfect bag to take to meetings or traveling, but I have to be honest, I'm not wearing this bag currently. I only use really small bag, like look at the difference. So I'm actually thinking of selling this bag because it's still so beautiful, but I don't use it. It deserves a better home. So because I loved this bag so much back in the day, I actually decided to get this one. This one I got in London during London Fashion Week. We actually rented a very small, crappy place in South Kensington, and every single day between the place, like the little flat, and the subway, like the tube station, I walked past this beautiful bag. And at the time, Tiffany blue, like this green blue shade, was my favorite color. So on the very last day, I decided to get it. It's still one of my favorite bags. It is so beautiful, but it's not the most practical one. You can wear it crossbody, which is the way I wear it, because I don't know, it feels a little bit strange holding it. So I always wear it crossbody, but it is so hard to get into and to close up. You have to do this leather bit, and then you have to open up that and then just get in there. It's really stiff, and then when it comes to closing, it takes an awful lot of time. So if I'm going shopping, if I'm traveling, this is not the bag that I'm taking with me. But if I'm just like going to dinner or getting drinks with friends, that's something that I will consider using, especially during spring and summer, because this is such a fun statement bag. And then the very last bag that I have is my Proenza Schouler PS11. This was my favorite bag back in the day. It's also something that I got secondhand. I actually bought it of someone that I knew in a Facebook resale group, and I wore this bag so much. It was my everyday bag for so long. Nowadays I don't use it nearly as much as I used to, and see, it's a little bit crooked for some reason, but it's still a fantastic bag, especially for traveling, because you have this zip pocket at the back where you can store your phone, and then on the inside it's actually really roomy. You can fit all of your daily essentials in there. It's such a beautiful kind of like minimalist bag, but it's really a classic in my opinion, and something that I will hold on and cherish for years to come. So that is it. That is my updated handbag collection for 2020. I hope that you enjoyed seeing all the bags in my collection, and this video is actually going to kickstart a new series here on my channel all about luxury. So I'm gonna film my best luxury purchases, my worst, the pieces that I think are great to invest in, some of my tips to buy pre-loved online, and all that kind of good stuff. So if you have any video requests that have to do with luxury, make sure to leave that in the comments down below, and consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone!